so that we can all get away from here. It's been 2 days of very intense discussions on topics which are really the topics of energy of the future. This event started as a coal, gas, electricity event, but now it is gradually evolving into the renewables, which is the energy of the future. Waste to wealth, water, hydrogen, these are the fuels of the future. The standard of discussions and the participation has been extremely high. A point has been raised about some participation. Yes, this event used to send, and I think still sends, recommendations to various ministries of Government of India, or what has been deliberated upon, what are the recommendations, and the ministries have been taking note of those actions. We know that post-COVID, physical attendance at events has become a bit of a casualty, thanks also to the facility of some online participations and electronic media playing a major role in all this. But that is the process of evolution. And this event was really meant to get people who are thinkers to spare some time, come speak at their event, move on to their jobs, and leave their wisdom behind. I'm sure Dr. Garg, who is the organizer and I think practically the motivator of this whole show, he has noted all the suggestions, the recommendations coming forward, and each year, like this year, brings new ideas. What to me is the greatest satisfaction is that the young participants who are coming out with such brilliant ideas. In this very hall yesterday we were discussing waste to wealth. And what excellent products from plastics, other waste, useful products. We also had discussions on water, the necessity of water, the need to preserve it, and of course hydrogen as a fuel. Now if you think of it, gradually what is happening? Water being H2O is actually containing within it two of the most useful elements for human civilization. Hydrogen as a source of energy and oxygen as a source of life. These are the two that we have to preserve. We are moving away from carbon as the prime energy source to these natural sources. Not that carbon will move away from our lives, no. It's a basic building block. It will continue to be there. We have to fix it in a way that it doesn't escape into the environment and cause global warming. Otherwise, carbon is the basic element of all physical things. I think at least most of them. It has served us extremely well for centuries in the form of coal, petroleum, gas, and the fraternity here from that sector has always been very well represented. The other thing which comes out in all this is the cost of all this. where does that money come from? In fact, in future events, we would probably be laying a little greater emphasis on resource mobilization. Change is good, transition is good. You need technology transfer, and you need capital. On top of that, you need policy. Policy has to direct human energy into the right directions, channelize the efforts of industry, use taxation as a tool not only to raise revenues, but also to give a direction of investment. Incentivize that investment which is better for the future of mankind. Invest in resources which are going to be extremely useful for the future. There are elements, compounds in the whole process of development and technology which are not available in one particular country. We are moving away from physical imperialism to material imperialism, controlling the materials of growth and prosperity. Our neighbor has gone and done that very well. Earlier in the oil age, this was what was happening. Before that, in a more crude fashion, the forces of imperialism, who were the richest countries of the world, had gone and physically occupied those territories. Today, the methods of occupation are more sophisticated, and that is where the youth of the country has to realize that whatever technologies you adopt, whichever direction you are going, one is the timing of it, second is the ownership of it, third is being able to finance it, and fourth is being able to trade it. So if these are elements which young entrepreneurs can keep readily handy, which the industrial empires of each country can harness, this is the world leadership of the future. At the core of it, it has been there in a more naked form earlier, but today it has acquired a more sophisticated clothing. Pressures are put in very indirect ways. Denial of technology, tariffs, these kinds of issues, which the generation which is growing today, which has got the controls of the economy in its hands, has to realize, move intelligently and move fast. In our time, you could take 1 or 2 years to take a decision. Today, you've got to take a decision within a few days, if not weeks. Otherwise, the moment would have passed. I purposely raised the question of electric vehicle and its life. I feel we've got to look at every asset, its lifetime value. We cannot keep discarding assets and precious resources needlessly just for the sake of fashion. We've got to see how long that asset or commodity can last without compromising efficiency to a very large extent. Because it is not a very wise idea for developing countries to be borrowing capital all the time and trying to build development on it. Nobody gives you money without a purpose. might tie it to various trade agreements, pacts, and an indirect kind of control. So, for the younger generation, I'll only say, act intelligently. These are the technologies of the future. You have to harness them. You've got to make the best use of it. And the earlier you get the message that there is nothing as waste, it's only the inadequacy of our knowledge base or system to put it to proper use. With these words, I thank you all for your excellent inputs over the last 2 days. Those who are here, those who are not here. And I thank Dr. Garg for his perseverance, willpower, and stamina to put these events together. We only come here to enjoy the fruits of all your fertile discussions, but it is he who does all the groundwork and the legwork, and he has the very strong support of his lady wife, Ragni Gargji, who has kept him on. And I think I like his motivation that he wants to constantly tinker with the methodologies, with the subjects, to attain what is relevant. But he has a great passion for fossil fuels and fossils. So he keeps talking of petroleum and coal also, and invites people like me, old fossils, to come here and be here. Because don't forget, one day we are all going to get fossilized, and that is the ultimate truth. Thank you very much and best wishes. Have a good day.